Next up, we have Chapin Hemphill of Keyrenter Silicon Valley Property Management Company. It's located in Campbell. Years in business is 20. Previous jobs is a music agent and a licensed mixologist. Spouse is Stephanie. He has a very cute son named Beckett and a dog named Sasha, who's a lab mix. Hobbies are music appreciation, movie aficionado, amateur photographer, avid reader, karaoke champion. Whoa. Activities of interest, hiking, biking, breakfast, and beer dye. City of residence is Morgan Hill. He's been there for 5 years. His burning desire is to add a new dimension to property management, leveraging modern technology. Something somebody does not know about him is his cousin's husband is a movie star. We're going to dig into that. Key to success, push myself to do new things, face my fears, and express gratitude. Chapin.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about the state of my business. I am an essential business. Housing is extremely important, obviously, and right now there's a lot circling this issue of housing. As you all well know, because I beat this into you, property managers wear a lot of hats. These hats, for me, are actually the systems that make up the operations of the company. The processes within these systems is the blood or the oil of the company. And the shock to the system that COVID-19 has been, it's profound. I believe that the future of property management operations will very much resemble what I'm about to show you. So let's do a top 10 list. I love these. Top 10 reasons Keyrenter Silicon Valley is ready for coronavirus. Number 10, time. I've invested a lot of time developing and building out Keyrenter Silicon Valley's processes and systems. So a mom and pop property manager does not have. Right now, time is very valuable. We need to make sure we have everything we need to get through this. Unless you are a property manager, building an operation to manage a rental property is not a good use of time. The tsunami that is coming starting tomorrow, when April rent is due, is going to be a huge challenge for a lot of people that a do-it-yourselfer landlord should simply not attempt alone. I always think of that do not attempt this at home warning. Number 9, we have the software to manage remotely. I've been impacted by COVID-19. My business has been operating, and it's operating with a structured system of processes, a lot of automation and task-oriented management is in place. So this has turned out to be a combination for me, adapt quickly to the current landscape. This, for example, is my process for onboarding a new property and its owner. This is how I start with the process. I build a map, I'm sort of a mind map guy, and then the details within the map build themselves out. Much of what's happening here is automated using software as a solution platforms to ensure that the processes are moving, that there's accountability, and that we have metrics, that the tasks that require field work, posting notices, inspections, for example, these tasks are specific and easy to complete. So it's a combination of the automation and technology and then field work of simple tasks that you can do over and over again. When all these tasks that make up the process are complete, the process loop is complete. So this is how I can scale up a bit and just make sure that I'm not losing my place, my mind with properties. Number 8, we can keep an eye on the property with social distancing in place. So how am I going to keep an eye on the property with social distancing? Primarily with technology. Obviously, we use software to do an inspection of the property. However, and in use today to adapt to the COVID-19 landscape, our software provider, our inspection software provider has adapted and created a module in the software where the tenant can do self-inspection of the property. There'll be photos and angles of those photos that will be required in order to complete the inspection so that we can really see what's going on. And if after reviewing that inspection, we need more detail on specific areas of the house, we have expanded the tools that we've already been using all along. You guys have heard of Zoom. And we're setting up Zoom video calls for these follow-up inspections. We record them, and the tenants take us on a walkthrough of their property, can zoom in on a specific detail you want to see, and so on and so forth. So before this Zoom inspection, we'll be well prepared. We'll have reviewed the previous inspection, and we will not waste any more time than is necessary to complete that loop, to complete that process. All of this obviously is sitting in the comfort of your own remote office, and it's pretty cool. Number 7, we are set up for remote maintenance. Maintenance is a very, very, very big deal. We get an average of 5 to 6 work orders a day. Some of these are major repairs, some require a specialty vendor, most are minor handyman issues, and some you just don't want to deal with. But all of them take time and effort to manage. All of our vendors have been vetted, they're tried and evaluated, and they all know us and our expectations. They're licensed, insured, and bonded. They take before and after photos. They provide us documentation of the issue. And so we can often recoup costs from a tenant cost damages when appropriate. Our vendors are often our eyes and ears, and right now, these are the folks on the front lines. So they are the essential services and trades vendors out there, and they are working and reporting directly to us, and it's extremely helpful. They are our network to repair and maintain the property, and if these repairs are not done correctly, it leads to nightmare solutions. So having the right team in place, right, is so critical now more than ever. But having these relationships in place now has allowed me to kind of continue on without skipping a beat, which has been a blessing. Number 6, our marketing to find tenants is social distancing friendly. Our marketing efforts lead to a wide and engaged prospective renter pool. And once they are interested, the prospects can sign up to show themselves a rental property. These prospects are pre-screened prior to entering the property, and the software we use tracks who has visited the property. We also have video tours in our listings, and essentially we can show our properties to potential renters without ever meeting them to complete that process. Number 5, our tenant screening is second to none. I really believe, I do not just say this, I work all the time to improve our screening. I want the best gold standard process out there, and so I take this one very seriously. It's led to amazing results for us, and all of our screening is completed by third parties who specialize in the very specific steps of their part of the process. We have set a high bar in terms of our expectation and our high standards, and we pay more money, more attention to get excellent results. We initiate this process, and then the process is completed with a recommended decision and all the backup documentation along with it. We mitigate fair housing risk by sticking to our criteria and our process relentlessly. We don't make exceptions. Number 4, we mitigate risk. Speaking of mitigating risk, and many don't realize that the common liability issues at a rental property have to do entirely with problems other than the physical damage a tenant might cause. This is like lost rent due to undisciplined or unreinforced rent collection or fumbled evictions. There are so many orders coming at us right now from the federal government, the governor's office, and right now, we can all probably attest that on a city or regional level, it is crazy. The information is coming so fast, it's changing all the time. It's unbelievable. All of which require properly drafted legal notifications, and we are on it. I've got legal notifications for tenants in every city of Santa Clara County. They are changing daily. The practices are changing daily, and we are updated daily. So we're definitely on this, and when things normalize, we're going to be on top of that wave and really, really well positioned. Number 3, we have the stamina to handle tenants. So I'm talking about tenants now. And so when I say we have the stamina to handle the tenants, this is not at all meant to say that we live or that we are like battling with the tenants. Quite opposite. These tenants are going through some very, very tough situations. And most of my tenants are wonderful families. Obviously, landlords need to pay their mortgage on the rental and for anything else that that rental income supports. And rent adds up quickly. I mean, my average rent is $3,500, so you skip 2 months, you owe all of a sudden $7,000. These are really, really challenging conversations and problems to work through. But I have the experience and skills to work through these situations, and a failed navigation through a working plan can be very costly, and it's rent, it's vacancy, it's turnover costs, and so this is a really important one. Number two, skip the mistakes. I have been a property manager for over 20 years, and there are countless challenges, processes, and mistakes that I've experienced and worked through in that time. Seasoned. So this period of time we are in, the COVID-19 pandemic, requires a quote-unquote wartime CEO, a seasoned veteran of the industry. Jumping in now with a property management for dummies book is simply not a good idea. It's not going to get it done. Why would anyone thinking straight do that? As Jean-Luc Picard, a well-traveled explorer of his day, might say, why are you doing this to yourself? And number one, outlook. Our perspective on where the property management industry is headed will prepare our property owner for the future performance of their asset. The way in which we do that will protect our property owners, our clients, from big risk and liability while we push to maximize their cash flow right now. Profound change is here, and Keyrenter Silicon Valley is ready. Thank you very much, everyone.